and there are 14 people there. Anyone in the group, if you can take a...
Hello.
Yeah, can you be on mute, others? Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi, everybody. Shall I start?
Yes. I made you the host. Just to tell everyone, we are recording this session. If the last time at the end someone was a little bit excited that he was getting recorded, so we are just recording this session. This is not going live, but we are recording it right now, and then we later on will put it on YouTube. So just letting you guys know. And Patrick's screen is up to it's over to you. You are able to.
I'm going to say hi. How are you doing? Yes. How is everybody? How are you? I hope you're all well. So I'm just turning on the camera for a few seconds. I'll turn it back off again because I don't want you to be distracted by my ugly face. So we'll watch the presentation instead. So, right. So today, one of the things we wanted to cover, we've been chatting with myself and Mohammed, we've been chatting about different things we can do. We talked a lot about, Mohammed has talked a lot about the theory behind generative AI, artificial intelligence, data science, and these things. And we're going to be expanding on that, of course, in the future. But I also, we decided that it'd be good to have some sessions about the business applications of this technology. And one of the things that I've been doing a lot of work on recently is how you can use generative AI, the chatgpts of this world, to help you with online businesses. So if you don't know, I'm a freelance consultant. I help people build online businesses from scratch all the way through. I teach and mentor people, and a lot of that, of course, a lot of building online businesses is the online presence itself, setting up the website, setting up an e-commerce platform. You might be a blogger, you might be an affiliate marketer, you might, in many ways, you might be a YouTuber, many ways to make money on the internet. And really, generative AI, since ChatGPT came on the scene in November, and although there were other solutions out there beforehand, ChatGPT really exploded with the whole concept of generative AI in the mind of normal people who don't normally follow us. So today I wanted to go into some of the applications that generative AI can help you if you are building an online presence. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let's have a look. Let's try this one first, because I always have fun sharing my screen. So can everybody see that presentation?
Yes, I'm able to see it.
Okay, right. So
yes,
Google is the main search platform that we all know and love. I mean, there's also Bing from Microsoft and a few others, but Google has 90% plus of the market. Okay, so if you're building a platform to sell something or a blog or whatever you're doing, you need to be focused on Google. You can come to the others afterwards, but your number one focus is going to be on Google. Okay. Google publishes documentation. If you're a member of a Google, university, and you've done some of their courses and things, and some of their training programs, they publish I think it's like 120, 150 page document talking about what are the different characteristics of making great content on the internet that will be attractive for the search engine. So if you're very new to search, I'll just go through some of the basics. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. It is the techniques for optimizing your website to rank as highly as possible on a platform like Google. And we're only going to talk about Google today. So we'll just say ranking on Google. And the way that Google prioritizes your website is based on hundreds of different parameters, okay, which have been built up over the year. When it first started, I think it must be 20 years ago, Google now, yeah? It was extremely simple to get to the number one on any keyword. I used to play with back then. I didn't really understand the power of it back then, but you could rank for anything very, very quickly. And the biggest race at the time was buying the right domain name, and there was this massive buying and selling of domain names, which still goes on today. But to rank on Google, there's this. So when you're typing a phrase into the Google search engine, that's a keyword or keyword phrase, and you hit that enter button, up will come what they call a SERP page. That's a search engine result page. And you'll see at the top of the page, I'll share some screens in a minute about what it is, but you'll see the paid adverts, which is a completely different subject. I'm not going to cover paid adverts today. And then you see the organic listings, which are free. Okay. So one way you can promote your business is by optimizing your website to make it as attractive as possible, to rank as high as possible, and on particular keywords and phrases which you're trying to rank on. Now, it is absolutely imperative no matter how long it takes, that you get into the top 3 ranking for a keyword for a particular niche. Because the first, when you're typing something into Google from the results page, the very first entry gets something like 70% of the clicks. Then the next one gets maybe 10% of the clicks, and then the next one is like 5% of the, and it drops dramatically. If you're on the second page, you're going to get about 0.1% of the clicks, and so forth, right? But ranking on Google organically takes a long time. That's the disadvantage. The advantage is it's free, technically, when you compare it to the paid thing. So it's a good thing to do over the long term, because you might be paying for ads in the short term to get traffic to your website. But if you're designing your websites in such a way to make them very attractive on Google, you can get ranked quite quickly in certain niches, and over time build up those ranks so you can spend less and less on Google ads in the future. Or you might decide to just carry on and just drive even more traffic to your site. So one of the things that Google specifies is there must be a purpose to your website. So let's say you're going to build an online business. You decided on your niche, right? So the niche is kind of like the purpose. The niche might be, I want to sell shoes on an e-commerce platform, or I might want to blog about, I always use this example, I don't know why, I want to blog about salmon fishing, okay? Or I want to blog, could be anything. I want to blog about the history of, I might want to blog about Dubai. I'll come to that later, because actually, there's an example on the left hand. I'm a blogger myself, and one of the things I have a blog about is about Dubai, but we're going to use that as an example later on. But every website must contain a singular purpose, and all the content that you create for it must be focused on that purpose. And Google search engine is smart enough to understand. So if you are blogging about a particular subject and start writing blogs about something completely different outside your niche and publish it, Google will penalize you. Okay, it knows. Okay, so all the content has to be focused on the niche. I mean, it sounds like common sense, right? If you're promoting your website for a particular niche, all the content should be about that particular niche. Okay, so how can a tool like ChatGPT help you with that? Right, so I'm going to stop the share a sec, and I'm going to jump in. Let's go back and hold on. Where's my? I think it's here. If we go to ChatGPT, and I'm using the free version here because I believe everybody, we should try and demonstrate as much as we can on the free version, because not everybody has the ability to pay for the advanced version. Okay, so first thing you want to do, first thing Google looks for is, relating to the purpose of your website, is you need to have topical authority on that niche. Okay, so all the content that you present should be focused and cover all the different aspects of that niche. And over time, as Google is seeing the things that you're publishing, it will rank you more, it'll regard your website with more importance, and therefore start ranking you if it can see that you're producing high quality posts on the subject that you are clearly an authority on. Okay, but how do you start with that? How do you do it? So here's a kind of thing that you can do in ChatGPT. There are some prompts that I have been working on based on some research that I want to use. Okay, so this is a prompt. Imagine you have a website and you want to establish it as an authority on the topic of whatever the thing. So I'm going to choose a random niche. Well, somebody will give me a niche on something. Anything. Let's try it. Any subject.
Learning data science.
Except learning data science. No, we're going to have something completely different. How about birds? Let's find out about birds. Birds are nice. Everybody likes birds. Right. To achieve this, you decide to create a topical map. Your goal is to structure your content in a way. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to read the whole thing out. Right. So if I feed that, I'm going to copy and paste that into my... Now, I've never talked about birds in my ChatGPT conversations at all. So let's see what it comes up with. What this prompt is doing is telling ChatGPT to think about birds and what would be required to create a topical map about birds. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, great. Creating a topical map for your website is an excellent strategy. Fantastic. Right, so that's a good start. Identify your target audience, research broad topics, brainstorm ideas, break down topics into subtopics, conduct keyword research around those topics, plan your content, build a logical site architecture based around that, implement internal linking, utilize breadcrumbs. Now, these are technical terms for SEO for blogging, okay? I'm not going to get the scope of this meeting today. I'm not going to go into the details, but we'll be doing further stuff on this in the future. Optimizing URL structure, which is the website address, and implementing schemas. So to help Google understand your website, there are published schemas that it encourages you to use to help the robot, because Google is a robot. It's not a human. It needs to understand, it understands structure, right? And if you give it structure, it'll say, oh, I like you. Well, I'm going to rank you more because, yeah, if you don't have a structure, then I have to work too hard. I'll rank you lower. I'm going to be encouraged by the websites that have proper structure. Okay. So this prompt has told us what the topical authority is. I then tell it to actually create the topical authority, right? So if I put birds in, I put this second prompt, now I'm telling it to actually create what is described in ChatGPT. So if I do it, hit bang, up it comes. Right, so now it's creating the topical authority, and I'll scroll back up when it's finished, but it's basically giving me a structure for blogging, if you like, on my website and content on the log site. So if I go back up, we can see, right, so first thing it suggests is a homepage, overview of a website's purpose and key features, highly popular sections or recent articles, internal links to important categories or subjects. These are the things that Google likes. Bird species, an overview of different types of birds. So it could be broken down: songbirds, water birds, birds of prey, blah, blah, blah. Bird identification, how to identify birds. Because bird watching is a huge pastime for people. But a lot of people do it here. You go out into you just look out your window, there's lots of beautiful colored birds wandering around Dubai. It's a big thing. Bird behavior, vocalizations, courtship and mating, nesting habits, bird watching, etc. So what you've got here now is a structure for your website, for the content. Now, for a blogging website, even for an e-commerce platform, if you were selling shoes, it will tell you all of the types of structure on your website, how to break down the categories on the e-commerce site for the different types of shoes, and then if you've got an e-commerce website and to rank it organically on Google, you need to provide content in the product descriptions and also the descriptions of groups of products that you might bring together, collections. So for example, if you know the Shopify platform, they use a concept of collections. So if you've got shoes, you might put all your sandals, for example, into one collection. And then you would provide some kind of descriptive text, which is optimized for SEO. But also you blog about it. You always add a blog to an e-commerce platform, yeah? And you talk about these things. So so basically going back to the original point, the purpose of the website would be defined by the niche that you have chosen and the structure to make sure you're covering all the different aspects. If you write content for all of these different things, Google is going to see you as a topical authority on that niche and will rank you higher. Okay. So I'm going to jump back into the presentation. So we'll come back to this in a sec. And we'll go on to the next point in the presentation and see where we go next. Right, so we talked about purpose. Ooh, hold on. Okay, there are certain categories of websites that Google calls your money or your life. These are niches, right? Sorry, so not categories, niches, where that could impact a user's health, financial stability, safety, or societal welfare. So if you're a financial advisor and you are publishing a website giving advice about financial advice, Google is going to be 10 times more stricter about your website. Because if you give bad advice, it's going to penalize you much more easily. So the quality of your pages for these type of websites, so for example, if your clinic, a doctor, a dentist, anything to do with health, Google is going to be a lot more thorough in identifying, in trying to understand the quality of your content, okay? Anything to do with safety, all of these things. So you have to be a lot more careful. So your research and your knowledge, because you have to, it's going to take longer time to prove that you're an authority and a trustworthy source for Google to rank you. So if you're going to start a blog about something, don't pick one of those subjects unless you are a real expert in it, okay? So that's really important. Quality of the content. So we're using the BBC as an example because it is regarded as a reasonably quality news source, better than most. Not saying it's perfect, but definitely the quality of what is written, the content is very, very important. It should be accurate. It should be comprehensive. And once again, serve a purpose on the bay. I mean, obviously BBC News is a news site. Okay. So, you don't expect to see cooking recipes on there unless it's a major news item, for example. So, and Google knows, I mean, the BBC website probably started 20 years ago as well, but it knows over time, it's learned who the BBC is, it knows how much traffic is getting there, and it's always ranked. If you put in news, BBC will come up anytime in the top 3 or 4 things on the first page, well, no matter where you are in the world, because it has that reputation, yeah, of quality, etc., etc. So it has to be the same for you. Whatever website you're developing, you have to assume the quality. So if we go back to, if I stop the share and jump back into how do you look for quality on things like ChatGPT? So for example, I'm going to write a very simple prompt, and we'll get into a more detailed prompt in a minute. Write an article, a 500-word article about songbirds, for example. I'm going to take one of the examples. This isn't the kind of prompt you would normally use, but for brevity, I'm going to put it in. ChatGPT version 3.5, which is free, does do a reasonably good job at doing these kind of things. The quality of the output you get is going to depend on the quality of your prompt, but also ChatGPT 3.5 tends to, you have to check the facts. For example, it only goes up to, I believe the information in only goes up to 2021 on the free version. So if the information that you're putting in is time related, you've got to be careful there. Secondly, you've got to check all the facts that it comes out with, because sometimes it gets it wrong. And also the style of the language that it uses, if you're just using a default prompt like I did, you have to read it very carefully because it repeats itself quite a bit. So you have to ensure that you're creating a more sophisticated prompts to ensure that it's generating higher quality content. If you have ChatGPT 4.0, it's a more sophisticated model. It'll do more for you out of the box, but the style of the prompt is also important. So let me show you another prompt, and this is based on some work that I extended something that Arshad did. which he demonstrated. And I wanted to break it down into a particular example. Okay, so if you want to know the basics of prompting, by the way, you have to go. Hang on. Oh, that's not right. Sorry, that one for the moment. You need to go to this. Okay. Arshad has kindly created a fantastic opening course module about the introduction to generative AI for business. Okay. And we're going to extend this course into multiple other things going into more detail. Okay. But this is a fantastic opportunity. So if you are looking to understand how ChatGPT can help you with your business, then this is a fantastic course to do. And Arshad, perhaps you should post that link in the chat to that course so everybody can click on it in their own thing. But this is a fantastic starting place, which we're going to extend upon as we grow. So, right, so let me get back to the ChatGPT and the prompt. Right, so if we go back to the prompt, based on the work that Arshad did, based on this course, and what he's shown to, and I extended it, this is a much more powerful and sophisticated prompt. Right, so first you need to tell ChatGPT what area of expertise to work on, right? So in this example, I'm using it for my Dubai blog, right? So I want you to act as a travel writer. You're an expert about Dubai, okay? This article should be about the Dubai Miracle Garden. If you've never been to the Dubai Miracle Garden, it's shut at the moment. When it comes, go back. If you love flowers, it's a fantastic place to go. The keyword is Dubai Miracle Garden. Now, the keywords are chosen, and I'm going to explain in a minute how I chose the keywords, because that's also very important and another useful tool about ChatGPT. First, create two tables. First, create an outline of the article. Okay, now the outline will include headers and things, and this is getting to the technicality of how you publish on blogging platforms or e-commerce platforms using HTML headers and things like that. If you don't understand that, don't worry about it for the minute, but basically it's a formatting language for presenting information on the internet, okay? Google likes long form articles. So in this case, I'm always looking for 2,000, 2,500 word articles. 100% unique, optimized for SEO, using that. So that keyword, Dubai Miracle Garden, needs to be spread evenly throughout the article, okay? Should have at least 15 headings and subheadings with the topic provided in the prompt. Then specifically, I would add, give it some hints about what you want. So I've told it, tell me about the origin of this place, the construction history, location, transport links, key shops, entertainment, restaurants, rooms, services, and prices. Irrelevant, right? But that line depends on what you're asking it for, okay? Write the article in your own words. Obviously, you don't want it to copy it from somewhere else because there are plagiarism detectors out there. A lot of places use it. Google search engine probably, it definitely looks for duplicates in the same content you're writing. It's probably looking out for duplicate content that's seen elsewhere as well. Use fully detailed paragraphs. Write in a conversational style. Once again, the style of a conversation is up to you, right? It could be a friendly tone. If you do all of the different types of tones that you can use. There are some very interesting things here. Active voice is preferred by the search engines, right? Transition words are preferred by search engines. Keeping sentences to less than 20 words. This is not just about the search engines. This is all about readability. So the user is going to read your article. Very few users will read the whole thing, particularly if it's two and a half. But if it's broken down into logical blocks, and you have a table of contents where people can jump to the thing they're interested in, then that increases your readability and usability. Okay. End with a conclusion. Add a fact. Facts are very useful, and it's part of the schemas that Google uses. So it's possible to generate a fact as well. And a key list of takeaways. And some of the stuff is to do with usability and readability, and the rest of it is to do with the Google search engine as well. So if I take that prompt and I put it into my I'm going to start a brand new chat because I don't want to mess up my bird authority thing, and copy it in there and press return. It's now going to start churning away an article. First, it's doing the outline. Oh, it's going faster than I can scroll down. Then it goes straight into the article. Now, because it's chat 3.5, I've got to hit the continue button. Do not take this article as completely perfect, as I said. You've got to read through it, remove any repetition, humanize it, yeah? Because Google will pick up on those kind of things. Okay, so you can use this concept for blogs, you can use this for content on your product descriptions, you can use it for anything on an e-commerce website, any kind of content you want, okay? I have friends using it to generate all their emails in business now. Yeah, so, but you have to check the email. Don't send the email until you read it and confirmed it, because ChatGPT is not perfect by any way. All right, so as you can see, it's produced me roughly a 2,500 word article, and my workflow process is to copy that into my blog, read through it, check it, the facts, add all the structure that the Google search engine is looking for, additional structure, and then publish my blog. And it normally takes 3 to 4 hours to do that. Can be quicker, can be a bit longer, okay? So my blog, the one I'm writing about Dubai, for example, is AI-assisted content. So it generates the draft, I go through it, and I edit it, and I humanize it. I add pictures, I add videos, I add diagrams, anything I can think. Google loves... If you just give Google a big wall of text, it's not going to rank it so well. You have to add pictures, you have to add videos, you have to add charts, add graphs. Google recognizes that. It sees that the thing is more likely to be more interesting to people, so it will rank it high. Okay? And there are schema structural elements that help you to identify those things with Google as well. Okay? So let's go back to the presentation and just go through the remainder of the points. So reputation of website content creator. Right at the beginning, when you create your website, nobody knows you, right? So if you're selling things, for example, Google will look at the reviews, okay? It will, and that's another structural schema as well. It will check over time, because when it's brand new, when your domain is very new, you're not going to get ranked very well at the beginning for organic, which is why a lot of people use paid ads at the beginning. But over time, as you're spreading the word, because your content is also on social media, that's very important. Google does look at social media as well. You need to tell it and inform it that you have social media accounts. Gradually, your reputation will increase because you're generating high quality content in a structured format. You're consistent. This is another important thing. Don't create one blog post and walk away and come back in 2 weeks. Please plan a series of blog posts and content and post it regularly. I post every 2 days. Right? This helps with the God. Google sees, well, maybe Google is God. It is in the online world. So it looks for consistency and high quality. So if you're planning to do something like this, make sure you have it planned well and be consistent every day. So experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. This is a concept that Google has. You have to prove that you're highly ranked in all 4 of those things, okay? Experience and expertise, obviously from the content that you're showing. If you're talking about a geographical place location, for example, and you're living there, use your own pictures and videos. Put yourself in the video or pictures if you want. You don't have to, but it helps. It shows Google that you actually live in that place and you know what you're talking about. You're not just picking up pictures from somebody else, okay? It understands that. Obviously, you need high quality images and pages, but the images need to be optimized because one of the key ranking factors is also the performance of the website. So if it's slow to load up, you'll get penalized. So you have to make sure that all the images and videos and things that you're using are optimized. So that's a whole new topic. And as I said, for YMYL, your money or your life topics, this has to be key, and it takes time. Patience and consistency are the keys to organic SEO. You are not going to be an overnight success with organic SEO. That's why people use paid ads, to get instant traffic. Organic SEO, to get ranked in a competitive niche, can take 6 months to a year to get in the front page, right? On a competitive niche. Because you're trying to defeat multinationals with bigger teams, but you can be smarter than them. And if you choose the right niches and the right keywords, right? So, and we'll very last thing in a minute, I'll show you some exercises on keywords as well. So, it takes time to build that authority, but if you get it right, you can reap huge ranking power, and you can monetize it all, okay, for the future. And there's many ways of doing that as well. So page quality we talked about. I talked about it before. So make sure you've got quality content in there that can be proven to be quality. So put sources in. If you're quoting figures, put sources and a link to the sources. Always have respectable links to outside sources of high quality. Internal links between all your content is very important. Google loves internal links, right? So make sure you're cross-referencing your blog posts and content. That really helps as well. Okay, I don't know why that's a blank page. There was a picture there before. Search engine quality ranking. So the ranking and the ratings you build up over time. That's what basically I'm summarizing what I've got there. So it's checking for all of these things to see. So if you're on an e-commerce site and you have a rating system, or if you're using if your physical location, you have Google Maps and people are ranking you and rating you, Google's checking for that as well. So that comes only over time with consistency and providing excellent quality service. On-page optimization. So we talked about it, we went through all of this, but basically on-page SEO is all about these technical bits, making sure the structure of the blog post, the content is as attractive to Google as possible, as opposed to off-page SEO, where you're using social media, paid ads, etc., to bring traffic and things to your website. Okay, so you have to be good at both to have a combined package and power. So the last thing I want to talk about is keyword research. All right, so how there are tools like SEMrush and Ahrefs, etc., Ahrefs. They cost a lot of money. They cost $200 a month, $150 a month to use. But you don't necessarily need to use them at all. You can use other techniques. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to jump in and show you some examples of what can be done with our friend chatgpt. Right, so, and let me move around open up another window here. I'm going to go into my Google Ads account. If you're not familiar with Google Ads, this might be a bit weird, but if you go into Google Ads, I'm going to just drop into my sort of dummy personal account. You can open up a Google Ads account without spending any money, which is good. And you basically want to go to Tools, Keyword Planner, right? The Keyword Planner is Google's free tool for checking on keywords and things. And then if I come out of that and then I'll drag my ChatGPT window there. So let's say, let's ask ChatGPT, create a list of semantically linked keywords to, and you give it an example. Let's choose something in Dubai, because we live in Dubai. Let's say, I don't know, Burj Khalifa, everybody knows what that is, right? So, I spell it? No, I didn't spell it right. Hold on. Burj Khalifa. Right, so there's a whole list of potential things there, okay? So if I type in Burj Khalifa into the keyword planner, and get the results, it's going to tell me, okay, it's not easy to see that, is it? Let me grab the whole window. See, Burj Khalifa, right? It has average monthly searches of 135,000, okay? But it has a median competition level. What you're looking for is high volume and low competition. So, for example, here we got Burj Khalifa owner, Burj Khalifa floor. These are less volume, but they're low competition. What that basically means is there's less people also chasing the same keyword. So the cost of accessing and getting to that keyword and the ranking of that keyword is going to be higher, okay? If you go back to Burj Khalifa, this one, you can say something like, okay, hold on. You can also say, create me a table listing keywords, search volume, and competition level for the Burj Khalifa. All right. And it'll actually create you a table, okay? So you can start feeding in. So tallest building, we know that tallest building in the world is Burj Khalifa, but if I say tallest building in the world, but if I just put tallest building, and then I put skyscraper Dubai, for example, observation deck, Burj Khalifa facts, and go for it, try these out. And let me open that window up again because it's not brilliant when it's. So you have a Burj Khalifa, and here we go. At the top is the bar. At the top is very high competition, so I wouldn't go for it. Tallest building in the world. Now we know the Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world, right? So you could use that as a keyword because there's low competition, and there's still 8,100 searches and that's just in the UAE. Okay, I haven't added any other country to this in this tool planner. So it's just looking at google.ae at the moment. But if I go here, I can add, say, United States as a country, save, and redo the search. And it should, in theory. Yeah, now it's 110,000, right? And it's still low competition. So you could do an article, tallest building in the world, and you can link the top 5 tallest buildings in the world, and Burj Khalifa would be number 1, right? So this is a way of getting traffic, much easier traffic to your website if you wanted to talk about the Burj Khalifa, because you have the tallest building in the world, yeah? So these keywords can then be fed into chatgpt, and you can ask it to generate variation, semantically linked, and you can plug those back into the keyword planner. And you can keep going through this because what you're trying to do is optimize for high volume, low competition keywords. Then taking those keywords and going back to the topical authorities map, we talked about birds, but the sections that were in the topical authority map also become keyword phrases. Okay, so if I share the screen and go back to my ChatGPT and go back to creating a bird authority map. These are not only these are titles of content, which using the other prompt I showed you can generate the articles, but they're also keywords. And you would put those into the keyword planner to validate that they're low competition, high volume keyword. Okay, so this is the thought process, the workflow. And it's not a straightforward end-to-end process. It's a circular process where you're interacting and playing with these things until you get a list of keywords and phrases that you believe that you can target. And then you write content that's optimized so that You make sure that the structure is suitable for Google, is optimized for Google from a technical point of view, and then you publish. Okay? So that's it. That's really, it's a very large topic, and this is just an overview of it. But I hope you can see how you can potentially use ChatGPT to create content that's worthwhile and to help you optimize for and maximize your ranking capability on Google. And that's it. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I would encourage everyone in the call who have joined to ask questions if you have any to Patrick. And thanks a lot. It was a wonderful session. I know we cannot cover much, but at least this can give people a start because personally,
Yeah, exactly. It's a big topic. It's a massive topic. Huge.
yeah. Because personally, I also write a lot of articles for my website, and I have now it has accelerated my process of writing SEO friendly articles in a faster way.
Yeah, exactly. The productivity gains using this tool, as long as you're careful and checking the facts and humanizing the content. You know, what would take me a couple of days to write one article, and now I can do it in 3 or 4 hours. So it's a huge productivity gain.
Yeah. But one thing is there, like the basic concept of SEO, right? The search engine optimization remains the same. It is, but these tools are making it quicker for you to get the meta description, focus key phrases, and all the other stuffs that Patrick mentioned quickly.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I didn't even mention that. It can write your meta descriptions. It helps you with the keyword research that it'll show you. But all the aspects of your posts can be written by ChatGPT. And often it will do it better than you can. There's one thing I wanted to say, actually. I didn't talk about this. I use multiple, not just ChatGPT. I forgot to mention this at all, right? So Google Bard, right? Google Bard is up to date completely. So I always do the same searches in Google Bard. So if I ask about the Burj Khalifa, for example, tell me all about the Burj Khalifa. It's generally better getting facts right, but you don't tend to get long articles out of it. I mean, you can try and get it, but I've struggled to get longer articles out of it, but I always put the search into Google Bard. It's free as well. It's bard.google.com.
Google Bard, I think, more helpful than ChatGPT, sir.
Yeah, so it's not allowing me to do it. I don't know why. Maybe it doesn't like the casual. Right. Okay. So you need to cross-check the facts, and so this one gives you a very nice summary. Okay, but Google generally likes longer form articles. So, but use it as well. What I tend to do is take sections from each one, right? And then these are the free versions. There are other tools like copy.ai, for example, is a paid tool. Okay, and it's designed. I think there's a free trial though. You can. It was there way before ChatGPT, and it's a professional copywriter's tool, for example. So if you're starting with a website and you're growing over time and the revenue starts coming in, you can invest in more professional tools, okay, which are better. Here's another fantastic use of AI, ad creative AI. This thing will create social ad creators for Facebook, Instagram, etc., based on general description that you give it. It'll automatically create the graphics required for ads, for example. Okay, so that's another very useful tool of AI, and it's using somewhere underneath. It's using some kind of language model to help you do that. Some of them are using ChatGPT, but as Arshad has shown, there are many different models out there. Let me just see if I can find. I think I had.
Are you sharing, because we are only able to see your ChatGPT screen? Are you sharing something else?
Really? Oh dear.
Yeah.
That was silly, wasn't it?
We are able to only see.
Oh, it says sharing is paused. Why is it paused?
Maybe you're sharing only that sheet.
I'll stop it. Okay, hold on. Maybe, yeah. How do I share the whole computer screen? That would be much easier.
Yeah.
Does it allow you to share the whole computer screen?
Yes, you can do that. There is an option, share screen, and then.
It's not allowing. Oh, share screen. Sorry. Okay. It's that completely. All right. Can you see that?
Yes, we can see.
All right. So Article Fiesta is another professional tool that's very popular. So let me just go back over and Generate AI and Creative.ai is for creating, generating creatives. Okay. Article Fiesta is another powerful one, and Copy AI was the other one. And there are many more out there. I've dabbled in a few of these, but at the moment, ChatGPT 3.5 and 4, when we need to use it, ChatGPT 4 is $20 a month. Yeah, so it's worth it in terms of getting slightly more accurate articles and things like that. But 3.5 is perfectly usable. 80% of what I use is from 3.5, and it's completely free. You just got to read it and check it for facts, and check it that it's well optimized for Google.
Cool.
Anything else? Any other questions? Or
one question Azam has put on the chat. I will recommend others to also ask your questions. You can unmute also and do that. He's asking, when you are using ChatGPT or similar tools to write articles or research papers, should we add ChatGPT as a reference, or that is not needed?
No. If you try to do that for an academic paper, you'll be laughed. If you talk about a pure research paper, if you try to put ChatGPT, it's like Wikipedia. If you try to put that as a source on an academic paper, they won't take you seriously. ChatGPT is a research tool for creating content. It's not a scholarly research tool. If you need academic references, there are other tools for that. Okay, so you can't. I mean, you could, but I don't think anybody will take you seriously if you use ChatGPT if you specify ChatGPT as a source.
Yeah, but for images, generally we can do that. When you are generating some images for your articles, then you can mention about images that it is generated by.
Sure, but that's not ChatGPT. That's the DALL-E and
DALL-E 2. But for text, I don't think you need to put. But Priya also, she mentioned on the comment, for academic papers and research papers, you cannot use that. You need to put a reference.
Absolutely, you've got to put the original source.
Yeah,
it's like if you try to reference Wikipedia, you'll be laughed at. Yeah, you can't reference Wikipedia because anybody can edit Wikipedia. Wikipedia is very useful though, because at the bottom of every article, they publish the sources. Yeah, so Wikipedia is very good for going to the bottom of the page and going for the sources, the original sources. But you can't quote the Wikipedia text because anybody can edit it.
Yeah. Dale was asking.
If I may, Arshad.
Yeah, go ahead, Dale. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Just a side note on Wikipedia first, though. It was a main part of the corpus of text on which ChatGPT was trained, right? So some kind of respect is due to Wikipedia for that achievement. It's a great part of the corpus of text on which
I'm not disrespecting Wikipedia. I'm saying is from an academic point of view, you will be laughed at if you try to source Wikipedia.
That's true. That's so true.
But Wikipedia is amazing. My God, I love Wikipedia. I use it every day. I mean, it's fantastic. So.
Yeah, what I would basically say, it's basically a commendation for your contribution, Mr. Cheeseman, because as AI developers, something we normally forget is that we will eventually have to distribute our apps within a website. We'll eventually have to build a website to distribute our apps. And if our website does not utilize great SEO tools and techniques, it would not really be noticed by any of the persons in our target group. So your presentation was very useful in helping me to understand SEO and how to really utilize it in popularizing the AI products that I would have to distribute via websites. So it's a presentation I would like to keep and even rewatch a couple times to utilize SEO in getting my AI apps more popular.
And if you have any questions, you can ping me privately. I'm happy to, if you need any help, no problem at all.
Thanks, Mr. Cheeseman.
Right. And I should actually, it's a very good point actually that was made earlier. I should have pointed it out and I forgot to mention it. The Zwag.ai is another very usable platform like ChatGPT, and I apologize for not mentioning it because I should have done, because it's obviously based here with our friends, and I've tried all of this in Zwag.ai as well, and it works well too. So I just wanted to point that out.
Can you repeat it? Rank.ai.
No, there's Zwag, yeah? ZWAG.ai.
Okay,
yeah.
Zwag. Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point out, because, and it's, you can use that tool as well. I just happen to be on ChatGPT, but it's there for, most of the large language models can do similar things, but it's, it's fantastic we have that kind of facility. I haven't tried this kind of stuff on Falcon. I don't know if it would work. I haven't even looked at Falcon, but just for Priya, who's watching as well, you can go. I've tried a lot of this sort of stuff on her platform, and it works very well as well. So I'd encourage everybody to use that platform as well.
Amazing. Any more questions from the audience? It was very good knowledge sharing session. SEO is very important for every business, right? As Dale also mentioned, anyone who has a website, who has a blog, they need to
writing emails. I've got friends who are using ChatGPT to create all their own internal correspondence now, proposals, business plans. As long as you check it and check the facts and make sure that the language, because it doesn't produce exact perfect English, you just, but it speeds up the whole process, yeah? And the minimum, it will give you a framework to work from, which is brilliant, because sometimes it's the brainstorming at the beginning that that stumbles people on. But if you put a decent prompt into ChatGPT, it will create you a fantastic framework for you to work on.
Sir, I do have one question, please.
Sure, please, fire away.
Yeah, I know someone who has used ChatGPT to write a book. Okay, that person was trying to participate in a competition, but she did not win. But my question is, she needs to mention ChatGPT in the reference, or if they caught her, it will be considered as plagiarism and cheating.
Well, the content that ChatGPT creates, depending on the prompt she's using, it could be plagiarizing from somewhere. And I'm assuming the people in the competition are probably checking for plagiarism. So when ChatGPT came out, there was this uproar from schools, because all the students suddenly submitted all their homework on ChatGPT. And then suddenly all this technology came up to try to help you detect if it was written by ChatGPT, not necessarily plagiarized. But if you look at ChatGPT, the style of its content, you can kind of tell, particularly 3.5, that it's written by a machine. That's why you need to humanize it. So if she's written a book and it was submitted, did she take the content verbatim out of ChatGPT, or did she edit it?
I guess she has modified the text.
Yeah, I would think so.
Slightly. But mostly it was from ChatGPT.
Well, it depends on how honest you want to be, I suppose. You could say inspired by ChatGPT, maybe.
Okay.
It's a difficult one, because this is a huge challenge for educators, for writers. There are forums out there, there are platforms now that if they are banning any kind of automated content because of this kind, people who are passing themselves off as artists, as writers, and they're just using ChatGPT. It depends where you're publishing it. If they detect it and they really don't like it, they will probably get banned from using that platform again. But there will be other platforms out there where they're encouraging.
So I need to check the terms and conditions of the
terms and conditions, and maybe there should be if it's that kind of competition, maybe there should be a special section for generative AI created content, maybe as a whole separate category, because that's just the way things are going. It's difficult to know, but you just be careful.
Okay, thank you.
And if I may, Asia, also ChatGPT, also OpenAI also has a feature in its playground that could make the ChatGPT output undetectable by AI. It's about using those values I introduced last week, like temperature, presence penalty. There are specific values you could put in the area which controls temperature, maximum length, top P, and so on. That would make the content generated by the model virtually undetectable by AI, and also prompt engineering, which Mr. Cheeseman talked about in our chat as a course on. That also can be used to make the content generated undetectable by AI. Just tell the model what you want, and it will give you what you want.
Yeah, it's true. And on the platform side, yeah. For the chat GPT on the
playground. He's talking about
the playground. Sorry, yeah, on the playground. And I didn't show it because you have to pay for that, so that's I didn't. But you're right. You're absolutely right, Dale. It's there are, as you pointed out last week, there are parameters that you can adjust to make it more human, the language.
If you want to use it professionally for these type of competitions or some work, then you can play around with the playground, wherein you can customize it accordingly and use it. But for general referencing and all the things that we discussed today, for outline and all those things, the free version is also more than enough. That is there. So any more questions? Yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
Well, just saying, just to sum up, what I taught today is the basics, and it will get you kick-started to doing some fantastic research about content and getting tools to speed up the productivity. But just the caveat being, just check the work and make sure it's factually correct and that it's written in a style you're comfortable with.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick. Any more questions for Patrick? Patrick, if possible, you can make me the host, because only one person can be the host. Then I can also share my screen. And you can use the chat if you have any more questions for Patrick. And I really thank you a lot for this wonderful presentation. We all know the importance of SEO, and we all, whoever are writing any articles, right? It can be on your LinkedIn, it can be on your website or anywhere. These tips are very, very much important, and you will realize it later, because SEO takes time. It takes a lot of time for you to build it. So I'm sharing my screen, and before the call, I was just talking about the two things that are there. One is the challenge that is there, and I will just share my screen if you can guys see me. Cool. So regarding the Viz challenge that we have monthly, the visualization challenge, we have Roshna. They have a lot of submissions for this attrition dashboard, but her submission was nice, the way she has explained. Maybe this week, if people who are not on talking, if you can be on mute, Sumit, 1 second. So you can just talk about your thought process maybe next week of how you have done it. Like Azam had shared his about his thought process to make the challenge for the last month. And let me 1 second, and let me ask him. Guys who are not speaking, can you be on mute? Because mute. Dale, yes. Cool. So congratulations. Do you want to tell any words, Roshna? How was your experience doing this challenge? You want to share anything?
Actually, I love to do the dashboards. I really love to build the dashboards. I am trying to accept the challenge from the Mevin Analytics. I am trying to upload the challenges. I love to face the challenges. It was nice working with the employee attrition sample, showing the insights.
So next week, like, is it possible to just run through your dashboard? Just quickly tell what all have you, what are the KPIs, just for the people to understand.
Sure.
Like just 5-10 minutes, like Azam had done for last time when he had got for his challenge. So just quickly you can walk through. You are showing some KPIs. You have already put it on the group, on the WhatsApp group, your dashboard, but just to let people know, because see, what we were discussing earlier also, any data project that we do, right? We spend a lot of time building, doing data engineering, data analysis, but at the end of the day, you are building a dashboard and you are showing the business about the data. You are summarizing the
Yes,
data
it's like a storytelling.
correct, like a storytelling, and what is the current situation, and what from the data that we have analyzed, what is the current, or maybe even if you are doing a forecast, right? Even after building dashboards, after doing forecasting, you have to put it in a dashboard. So it is very important, and just this knowledge, basically it what it does, it connects all the dots of everything that you are doing. So congratulations once again, Roshna, and next week I
Thank you
will
so
get in
much.
touch with you and you can just go through
Sure.
this. I will also get your email ID, and I will connect with you to the, so in this particular challenge there you will be getting a book from Pact, a physical book from Pact, a publisher which we have tied up with. So I will connect you. Just send me your email ID personally. I will connect you with the publishers, and then they will ask you to fill a form and all those things about your address and that. So congratulations again. I request everyone in the community to participate in these challenges, as it gives you a very good learning about your about how to connect the dots, how to build projects and everything that is there. Cool, Roshna. So now for the next one, I'd like to thank for the weekly challenge. The weekly challenge that we run. The last week it was statistics. I already told Savia about this. She participated in the statistics, and it is one of the very important things that also links all our work that is there, right? Because it is one of the core of data science, statistics. Everything that you do, you need to know a little bit of statistics. And I had a challenge, and Savia, she participated in most of them, and thank you for that. I will also get in touch with you personally with your, just share me your email ID and I will send you the process for the next step. And I will encourage everyone in this community to participate in this challenge. Just before Patrick came, I told that these questions are there in the LinkedIn community. Please go and at least try to read and understand, because these are questions that come up in any of your real life projects, like how to select samples, which test to use, what statistical measures we need to use. So these things you need to have a good experience about. So now coming for next week's plan, and we had actually some plans, but because of holiday season and all those things and less people turning up, we will announce it next week. We have some plans to do workshops, wherein we have outcome based workshops, and we are going to take the we are going to put the information on the WhatsApp groups, and outcome based. Basically it will be a 1 or 2 hours workshop where everyone will do hands on something, and he will, like today Patrick mentioned about SEO. He gave a talk about SEO, but hands on, how will everyone on the call also do it side by side, and also someone can and that is a good thing about workshop, right? Other than knowledge, you will also be doing something hands on, and the outcome will be something after the call that you have already built or you have done. So we will keep that on the group. And about next week, there are 2 things that I want to announce for the next week. The next week we will again go back to Python challenges, because many people were asking about Python challenge again. So from today we will continue our Python challenge. So statistics challenge is over and Savia has won it. So now next week we are going to do 2 things. We are going to start with the Python challenge that is there. So I will be putting in the questions again, and I would request everyone to participate. As we all know, Python is really, really important. And the next challenge, the monthly challenge, that we are already in the 1st of July. So this time I have tried a different challenge. I'm just sharing with the community. So this is because nowadays everyone is talking about generative AI. And so I will just share with the group also. I'll put it on the LinkedIn company page as well. So the basic criteria and the basic stuff of this is, take some time, create a movie poster for the future of AI, right? And in this you need to use, you can use, I will not tell you to use any tool as such. You can use anything that is there, DALI or Stable Diffusion or Mid Journey. It is up to you, but you have to be more and more creative, right? Because if you just normally put a prompt on DALI, you will get a very general poster. Try to play around with it, learn about DALI 2 or Mid Journey, and create a movie poster, and then you post it on the LinkedIn with hashtag, and all the by hashtag and also tagging the company page so that your entry can be checked upon. So this is a different type of challenge. I will be putting this on LinkedIn post the call, and this is announcing on for this month, this specific July month. And this month we will not do any visualization challenge. We will do this generative AI challenge that is there, wherein you will create a wonderful poster, and it should be little bit realistic, and also you can keep the prompt with you when you are selected. You can talk about what actually you try to do to create this particular poster, and this I will put it on the LinkedIn. This was something that I wanted to try different. We have been doing a lot of challenges, but this is something that is everyone is talking about, and this can also be a learning. How can you create wonderful posters, like professional posters, professional graphics using these tools that are there? So before we end the call, any questions, any suggestions that is there? Yes, good, Asya, about this Falcon use case. Yes, like I mentioned in the WhatsApp, anyone who wants to talk about it, maybe we can have a separate group, or you can create a within the group, whoever is serious, like Asya, you are serious about it, or someone else. Out of the 13 people who want to try to create a small team and participate for the Falcon challenge that is there, which I posted. So the 15th July is the last date. I will ask someone in the group, like Asya, can you take the lead in the group and ask for people who are interested and create a small separate or whoever are interested separate group, or you are part of the volunteer group. There is a volunteer group in the community. You can ask people to come there, and you can start brainstorming and have a separate call, because we all know that many people, it's even holiday season, so many people have not joined. So to be honest, 30 people registered for this call. It was the highest number so far, but 18 to 19 people joined, a good number joined. But we will try to get more, you can say, this word out, and you can take this thing about challenges. And
Where is Jack today? Disappear.
that is the thing, right? It is some people, they just come for one day, they talk big things, and then they go away. That is not the way world works. You have to be consistent. You have to speak the talk. Just coming and shouting in one call will not, no one is going to even take you seriously. So this, I have seen this a lot.
I was expecting him today.
Yeah, so this is okay. This is normal. That's why we. But I thank everyone whoever are consistent to the call. My main reason, I thanks a lot again, Patrick. I want to invite more people. Next week I have invited one more person. Let's see if he has confirmed. But I have to again get his final confirmation, and I will put it out today or tomorrow. So it is about conversational AI. So the purpose of this particular meetup is more like knowledge sharing session or lightning talk by an expert. Then a discussion, open points that are there, and also these challenges that I do, announcing the winners of the previous challenges. And also I request people on the call also to participate in the challenge. At least try, like Ashraf, you also try to answer those questions. Try to even spend some time and answer those questions. And that is a good way for you to practice also. And whoever are there, Asia also, I think, try to do that continuously, even though the challenge is not there, but still for the other ones that are there.
Sir, you were planning to meet in Dubai physically last week. I think you spoke about.
Yes,
So
that
we
is the
were
point.
planning to
So
meet
after
physically in Dubai.
holidays, yeah, we will put it in the group. I think Patrick and me keep meeting. So Patrick and me keep meeting in Mall of Emirates. What we can do, we can open the invite to other people who are in Dubai. So Patrick, if you are there in the call, maybe we can just discuss about. It is summer. Summer. We can just take a poll. Whoever are available, maybe next week.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to have a physical meetup in the summer, for sure. I mean, yeah, we'll put a poll up and pick a date and a location, and we can physically meet in a coffee shop somewhere.
Yeah, we can do that, because right now it is summer and there are less people. So but we can just see whoever are there, they can join. If there's a good number of 8 to 9 people, we can have it. as
It would be
well.
very nice to meet people for sure.
Yeah, that is the plan. But the purpose of this meetup is also more of online. People who are from different, in the same call that we are there are people from multiple different countries, from Qatar, from India,
Oh, for
from
sure.
Guyana, and Pradeep is not speaking at all today. I don't know, he's driving or something.
I'm on family, I mean baby duty, but I'm listening to the conversation.
Great, Pradeep.
That is also very important, sir, to take care the babies.
So
I
Pradeep
can't
can
miss
come
any
for.
conversation on generative AI, so very much actively listening. And Patrick, wonderful session.
Oh, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Actually,
So
can you,
Pradeep yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
Mohammed, I forgot something. Can you make me host again?
Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Just for 5 minutes. I forgot.
Yeah, no problem. I'll stop. It is make a host done.
Okay, guys, I apologize. There's one thing I wanted to mention. If you're
I'm
not
sure.
a
See,
member,
Pradeep can come for the physical meeting. Muhammad Ashraf can come. Patrick, four of us can surely come. So we can take a date among us and we can meet at least 5 people.
Yeah, definitely.
So Mall of Emirates is a center place for everyone. So we can do that. Asia can also come if you are near Mall of Emirates.
one thing I forgot to mention in my talk, I did kind of mention it, but I have this blog that I'm working on, which is created by Generative AI, right? It's traveltodubai.blog.com. If you're a member of the DMD group, you'll know about this. So this is all created by Generative AI and edited by me. So what I do is on the DMD group every month, at the start of each month, I post the results so far, the SEO, but I'll post them in the data science AI group as well, because it's related to generative AI, and you'll see how it's progressing. So the idea is a hobby to test SEO and generative AI, but maybe potentially one day it will be monetized. So I'm doing a monthly update every month to see the progress, right? I'm not expecting anything for 9 months, anything interesting to happen. We're currently 3 months in. So tomorrow, when the data is updated, I'll be posting the latest updates. I'll post it on the group as well, so that everybody can track what's going on. So when I do more talks about this in the future, I'll be using this as a reference, so everybody can see, how the generative AI stuff is working. And I'm constantly looking at new tools and things like that. So things that I find that are useful and I'm adding into this, I'll share with you on the platform in one way or the other.
Thank you, Patrick.
That's all I wanted to say. Okay.
That's great. You can just share this also in the group. Yeah, when you're sharing.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
DMD,
I'll put it in the chat. Yeah.
And so one more thing I was mentioning, like whoever are there in the call and whoever knows, we have trying to get speakers personally as well. If you want to share anything that you have learned about this AI space, even it can be a small project, you get in touch with us. There is a separate volunteer group that we have created on our this community platform. If you can go to the WhatsApp platform, you can see. You can join that group and then you can talk about this. Like if you want to give a talk, I have few lined up. But if you have, I can put you in the template, in the list, so that you can also talk about your whatever learnings you have and any suggestions that you want, any talks specifically that you want to see, any specific workshops you want to have, as just try to let us know as well, so that we can plan. So this is as we know, right, this is more of a community type of thing, wherein we are trying to share our knowledge and also have this meetup every week. And today was our 8th meetup, right? Consistently we are having our 8th meetup, and hopefully the meetup should continue. Whatever is there, we will try to have one speaker. If there are no speakers, I have lot of materials to talk about. I will do that, but we will try to invite more guests now from outside. If anyone of you also know any guests who want to come to this community and talk for 20 to 30 minutes, please let us know, so that we can add him and add the topic as well. So it is good for us to hear from experts in various fields, what they are doing and how we can incorporate their learning in our daily lives. And keep looking at the WhatsApp. We will be sharing something. Because of the holidays, it got delayed. I had to do it today itself, but because of holidays and some engagements, it got delayed. But we will announce something the workshops that are there, 2 hours or 1 hour workshop next week with more details about that. So thank you everyone for joining in. Any last thoughts, comments, anyone? I think Harini, you want to say something? You're unmuted.
Yes, Ashit. So you were talking about workshops. So I guess data cleaning is very important in data science. So can we have if you could take that as a suggestion?
Sure. So what I will do is I will try to do a form or something wherein I will take this inputs data. So I had done a poll little bit earlier on. I will even reshare it in the group, and maybe data cleaning. Basically, it is an end-to-end project, right? How you get a data and then how you are processing it and doing data analysis. So before doing any data analysis, we need to do data cleaning, correct?
Yes.
So you want, yeah. So that will be covered in data analysis thing by using Python to do data analysis. That will also include data cleaning, basic data cleaning. We will not go into data engineering type of data cleaning, which becomes very much complicated, but data analysis type of data cleaning we will do. We will cover. Yeah, we have that planned. We have that planned in the list. I will reshare the list very soon. After the call, we had done a poll sometime back to plan. And then also we will announce it in this coming week about some plans that we have for the community. And looking forward to everyone to participate more and more and make this a success. And thank you everyone for spending your 90 minutes on a weekend, on a holiday. And keep joining the meeting. That is only request from everyone. If we keep meeting, as Zach also told, remember, if you keep meeting, if you keep 15 to 20 people together in a call, that will only get lot of learnings. That is also a very valuable thing. So I will request, the minimum thing is to register for these meetups, encourage others to register for the meetups, and do join me. And so at least we will have this as a continuous running stuff, wherein we can get more and more value out of it. We can get more speakers, we can get more knowledge sharing session, and keep this the challenges that I do, right? Monthly challenges, weekly challenges, should continue, and it will only continue unless you guys participate. And again, congratulations for the people who have won the last month's challenge and the weekly challenge, and look forward for your inputs in the generative AI challenge. I think when many people of you can join that, it is not that complicated, and the Python challenge that will continue from today. So thank you everyone and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice session, Patrick.